Welcome. Let me do this really fast. No, because I don't want to do that. Okay. Welcome, everybody. Popping on here. You would think that when I say something, I do it. And I said I was going to close down this channel because I thought I had done everything I could do. And I know this just is a surprise live, so most of you will be popping on later. And I thought I had channeled everything that I could. But I'm finding that there's more to channel and more to talk about, and actually my experience of what's happened to me. So there's a lot that's happened and a lot that you guys don't know about. And it's been very interesting. And then after I share some stuff with you, I want to talk about I want to cover about Mary Magdalene and Jesus. And I felt that that is something I need to bring back to you. So first of all, welcome to the wonderful Blue Star. And it's a place where I will teach you what is hidden from you from now on. And there's going to be an activation code with each segment that I do. And the activation code is from my guide. And that activation code is 44049. So if anybody's on here and you can't hear me, just let me know. Just message me. So we're going to do a few cards like I normally do. And the first card that came out of the deck is the unicorn and its infinite possibilities. You are the sovereign of the seen and the unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary. And I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. Okay, it's a unicorn. Okay, the next one that fell out I thought was very interesting, and it's the Wolf Pathfinder. Release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul will be strong. Persevere in your secret power. You have a love that endures. I think that's more for me. Also, I want you all to know, if you don't know already, that I have Oracle deck, and it's a beautiful Oracle deck, and it's the crystalline of Aquarius Oracle deck. So why I'm kind of talking slow is because I'm just kind of thinking, and I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad I'm here. I want to talk about, and I don't know if this session is going to be for you or if it's going to be for me. There is several different planes. There's the ethereal plane. There's the multi-dimensional paradigm. And then there's the earth plane. And not too many people can go between all of that. I feel that my channeling and my visions come from the multidimensional paradigm that's in between both of them. Somehow I can tap into that. and bring you word. And most of you know I've written several books on the benevolent. And that is true. They are true. And I don't want you to confuse the benevolent with disclosure. The benevolent don't need to be disclosed because they are peacemakers, activators, and they seek out to help us in this world. And they can go through the earth plane, ethereal plane, and the paradigm. That being said, something happened weeks ago, and I didn't understand. See, I talk about the benevolent, and I never talk about the evil or the dark lords. And because I don't want to bring that into my life. But somehow it came. And it was an experience that no one should experience. And what's interesting is when that experience was happening in the ethereal plane, my body was crashing in the earth plane. And I checked myself into the ER about 10 days ago, and I was this close to a coma and death. My body was crashing. And I believe the ethereal plane and the earth plane were merging, and my body was crashing. And because of that, it was just an anomaly in a matter of time. I'm very thankful that I listened to my body and knew something was really wrong and walked into the ER and had help from urgent care too. And we have turkeys here. Sorry, you're going to hear a bunch of turkeys. I feel I don't really want to share this experience ever. Well, I don't know ever, but not right now. It was trauma. And I understand now about disclosure. And I feel our government is so entwined with what I saw and experienced that really, to be honest with you, I feel like my days now will be here to talk to you from experience now. And I've seen it, felt it, lived it, and it about took me out on this earth. My body's repairing, so I'm kind of talking slow because I just got home 10 days ago. And I'm going to be okay. I'm going to fight this. When I was in the ER, the doctor came in and said, "Wow, your labs are worse than how you look." And I took that as a compliment. So, because I'm a fighter, and I am going to profess now. And actually, I'm going to do something I've never done before, is I'm going to support the government. And how they said, you won't be able to handle the truth. And you know what? I don't think you can. I don't think anybody can handle what these governments are involved with. It's not the benevolent. I know we have Pleiadians and others, tall whites, that have been helping with the government, but what I experienced was something you guys won't be able to handle. And how they said the Christian sect won't be able to handle disclosure is going to be kind of true. And so I really wish we could stop wanting disclosure. Live your life. Keep bringing in the light of joy, and that will cancel out this darkness. It is, it's not even evil. It's not evil. I know the vice president called certain entities, alien entities, demons. A lot of people are calling them demons. I didn't understand that because I've dealt with the benevolent forever. But there is a side that we don't know about. There's people that have been taken that know about them. And I really want to apologize to the people that have been taken because it's horrific. And I'm sorry that you have to go through that. And sometimes again and again and again. I don't understand why they're allowed to take us. I don't understand where God is in this sometimes. And those entities that are involved with governments that are of this planet, under this planet, in this planet, of this planet, there is a darkness that you don't even know about. It's soulless. No compassion, no feelings. It's awful. And I called them the void because they're a void. They're a void of nothing. And so if that's what evil is, then that's what they are. So I'm starting to understand. So let's just stop asking for disclosure. Full disclosure. Because it's really dark. And I don't think you can handle it. So I really wanted to recover Mary Magdalene because she's an oracle. And I really feel she was an oracle. And she was the oracle to her target. And oracles on this earth have a target. And the target is Sananda, Jesus. And I asked my guide how old Mary Magdalene, because I didn't know how old she was. And I asked how old she was. And they said when she started following Jesus, she was 19 years old. Now that may be controversial because they said she had money. She had wealth that she contributed to Jesus along his walk. And I feel, because you don't talk about Mary Magdalene's parents or family, that if she believed in him, maybe they did too. And they were wealthy people. And so they all supported her. I don't think we have the full story on Mary Magdalene, but there is the Gospels of Mary. So I believe she was 19 years old and then to 23 when he died on the cross. They say that the apostles followed Jesus for 3 to 4 years before, from the beginning to the resurrection. And Mary was the only one that supported Jesus all the way through. She didn't run away. She didn't hide. She supported him and went through it, watching him all the way through. And that is on Luke 8, 2 and 3, chapter 2 and 3. So I want to talk about something maybe a little bit different than the Bible. There is Gospels taken out of the Bible or left out. And they left the Gospel of Mary out. And they say that the Gospel of Mary, the papyrus that was found, was, they feel it was written by her in first person. And the Bible obviously tells you that she was a prostitute. And she wasn't. I believe she was from a very wealthy family. She was young. She was 18 years old. She wasn't married yet. And I think they said she fought 7 demons. I think, I don't know if it was Mark, said that Mary had to fight 7 demons. And I think that could be experiences. People in her life she had to get out, situations. And I don't think it was actual, well, it might have been actual demons. And Jesus shared things with Mary he did not share with the other disciples. It's because she was his oracle. She had to be with him from the activation on until the very end. She could not leave him. Because when you are here to have a target and to serve them, and you work together, and I believe Jesus and Mary work together. And when you are an oracle and you meet up with your target, you are to share. And it's kind of heart bound. It binds you in the heart. And it's hard to explain. And I think targets, oracles and their target could be like brother and sister, best friends, husband, wife. But you just have that love connection that is not of this world. It's just a really, really, really deep connection. And in the Gospels, it says Jesus loved Mary more than the other disciples because she was his oracle. And he knew that. And you just have an unspoken love for each other. And either Mary, Magdalene, and Jesus married, and I know they had children. Sarah was one of the daughters that they had. And it's said in the Bible that she received secrets from Jesus. And Peter said to Mary, "Sister, we know that the Savior loved you more than all other women because they have a connection, because they're actually one. When the oracle meets up with their target, you become one." Mary responded to Peter, "I will teach you about what is hidden from you." And that's what I've gotten for this new podcast that I'm going to start doing, is that I'm going to bring forth things that might be hidden from you for you to understand. She said, "I saw the Lord in a vision. He said to me, 'Blessed are you that you did not waver at the sight of me. For where the mind is, there is the treasure.'" That is, I think, very important. Where the mind is, there is a treasure. I think in the days to come, I know we have, I'm going to switch back to disclosure, that we have something wicked this way comes. And I watched Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Boy, that was hard to watch again because it was really corny. But I wanted to watch the end because I wanted to see where this director's head was at for the new film that was coming up. And in the end, if you watch it, with Close Encounters of the Third Kind, in the end, they glorify tall grays and little grays. And everybody's so happy to go on the ship. That is wrong. That is wrong. There is no glory in some tall grays and little grays, and especially working with the government. So when you watch the new film coming out, I'm not sure anything about it. All I know is the director has said that it's going to bring empathy and it's going to bring disclosure and it's going to bring peace, and everybody's all going to be along. Be careful. Be careful. And I noticed that Dear, the Obama movie, can't remember the name of it, but anyway, the Obama movie with Julia Roberts, they had deer. And somehow in a scene, the deer, and then it turns into a gray. And so there's 2 films out that are showing deer connected to something. And I don't understand that yet. I want you to be unwavering in the benevolent during this time. Maybe that's why I have the books that I have out now. And I did the benevolent. And those that have it, I want you to draw on that, because that is true. And that will keep you balanced. Because there's a lot in this world that's going to unbalance you. If disclosure comes out, full disclosure, I really feel people won't be able to handle it. I don't think it's something you can handle full. I'm not just talking about UFOs. I'm talking about actual event and actual scene live, and maybe trying to integrate that into our world. We don't want to bring evil forward. Be wise, be discerning, and I really just want to keep this world a happy place, And they're also going to, let me skip forward here. You may hear of a disclosure of Jesus as a hybrid creation. And this is what's going to turn, which there's more to that, turn the disclosure upside down for the religious people. And I'm not going to say if it's true or not, but I did ask Sananda about that. And he said, doesn't matter how I came, it matters what I have done. So I think that's good and true, and to focus on that. So I just wanted to bring that forward. I know I've done talks about Mary Magdalene and Jesus. I'm going to start there. That they were meant to come together to be a power couple. They're a power couple. And whenever you're met with your oracle, there's strength and power and safety. And that's why she followed him all the way through. All the way through. So I'm going to stop there and just wanted to do a brief talking to you. And I'm very thankful to continue to be here. I'm not thankful for what I went through, but I understand. I think things on a different realm and a different purpose. And it threw me into a new season. And not so much elevation, but awareness. And where things come out, I will know the truth because I've seen it. I've seen both sides now. I'm going to stay with the benevolent. That's where I'm staying. And so we'll just continue on. And as I get stronger, I'll keep going. And we will just keep going. If you have any questions, you can email me at robinhyatt@yahoo.com. And I'm thankful for the people that supported me through this. And I'm thankful for my twin for really helping me. And one other person that's helped me with energy and light. And, you know, through this experience, I thought of James Rink. I don't know why, as I was recovering, because I feel like his death was so senseless. And if he would have gotten medical help, he would be alive today. And yeah. And I think a lot of good people are leaving this planet, which may be kind of a rapture, but I'm going to stay here for a while longer. Can't get rid of me yet. Almost. Almost took me out. So I want you to know that maybe stop searching for disclosure. Because it's bad. It's bad what our government knows and working with. And they're too entailed. They're too involved with them now. They can't get out. So they have to continue on and letting that evil lurk upon this planet. But what cancels out darkness is light. But these beings are worse than darkness. They're a void. And when I say that, you can't reason with them. You can't negotiate. They don't have that capacity. They don't care. And I think the only thing that can take them out is not on this plane. It's above us. It's benevolent. I think are the only ones that can take them out. I don't think anyone in this world can take these, and they're too integrated into our planet and into our governments. And I really don't. A lot of people think that we're slaves. I don't really think we're slaves on this earth. I really don't. Yes, we go to work and toil. Work is good. Work is a blessing. Think of it more that way. Because when you leave this planet, you're going to work. So you're not a slave. Do you think heavens, all the angels, all the beings up there are busy? They're busy, busy, busy. Just like we should be here on earth. We need to serve humanity. We need to be aware of humanity. And we need to do what's right. And it's really interesting at the hospital, when I went to the ER, and my body was crashing. And it was very interesting because I don't know why I was doing this, but they got me into ICU and they put a port in this arm. In fact, this arm got a little infected and a port in this arm. I had 3 bags hanging on this side and 1 bag on this side and had an EKG. I mean, they were on it because they knew my body was crashing. And the guy that was putting the port in this arm, he had a really interesting name, like Aliala or something like that. I said, what nationality are you? And he goes, Hebrew. And I go, oh. And then the girl on the other side, she was a nurse and she was from Somalia. So we were just having a multicultural event here. And so her and I talked about Somalia. And then um, he said, my grandfather practices Hebrew. And then he said Jewish. When he said Jewish, something activated in my mind. And I said, oh, you're the chosen people. And the Somalia girl goes, chosen people? Why is he chosen? And they go, it's historical. And I thought, I can't believe I said that out loud. That guy is probably going to be so mad at me taking my, getting that poured in me. And I almost apologized, but I said, should I apologize? Because it came out of my mouth. And throughout that whole experience in ICU, I was in ICU for a day and a half. And then I went into the hospital for a day. And I don't know. I really kept thanking people for taking care of me. I kept thanking them. And they kept saying, you are such a pleasant patient. And I said, it's just who I am. And they said, when people are sick, either the worst will come out of them or the best. And we can tell really the happy people from the unhappy people. And they said, you have this demeanor coming out of you that is very pleasant. And because I guess they're so present in the ICU, they said, we've been looking for a room for you in the hospital because you have to stay in the hospital for a day or two. And we're going to put you on the top floor, 5th floor. There's a big window, private room, beautiful room. Of course, I'm paying for it. But, and they said, you'll have privacy to start recovering. And I'll be able to I live in Boise, Idaho, so I can see all of Boise, Idaho. And I thought that's so cool of them because of just being nice. They treated me, and so it's so funny that in my head, I'm thinking, I think this is going to be like a $10,000 a day deal. And so on the third day, I was there 2.5 days. 2.5 days? Yeah. And on the last day, I wanted out. And so they let me out. They wanted to keep me another day, but I wanted out. Came home. And many of you know, well, some of you know that I have a place that I go. That's my private place where I meet Sananda. And it's in a forest. And there's a pathway. And I walk down this pathway, and then there's an opening that's bordered by logs. And then it's just a beautiful area where I go to have a one-on-one conversation with Sananda or whoever I want to talk to. Just a private, like a visual prayer, I guess you would say. And so when I came home, I asked Sananda if I could meet him there because my body has gone through a lot. My mind has gone through a lot, and I've seen a lot. And he granted yes. So instead of me walking to the opening, he carried me. But what's very interesting is my body. It wasn't my tangible body that he was carrying. It was like a spirit body where I had an outline of a body. But it was like kind of a gray glow. It wasn't white, it was gray, like a light gray. And he took me to that place. And there's 2 pods there that are clear. And my guide was in one because the damage that I took on the ethereal plane took my guide also. And we're doing things. So she was in one pod, and it's a clear crystal pod. So it's just like an egg, but it's clear, and it had a lid. So the lid was open, and he put me into my pod, and it looked like milk that he was putting me into with floating flowers and like herbs and stuff on the top. And so once I went into the pod, I reached out and held my guide's hand. And then we both brought our hands back in to each one of our pods, and then they closed it down on us. when they closed it down on us, I was starting to have visions. And I actually can't remember what those visions were right now. But, and behind the pod was General Goen. And then on the other side of the forest was a lot of the benevolent. And to this side, next to my pod, was Sananda. Everybody started glowing white, like the light just turned on in the forest. And it was all being directed at our pods. And then I remember when I came home from the hospital, my brain hurt. My brain hurt so bad. And I think it was all the fluids that they were throwing into me to sustain my body, to even it out. And I went into that pod for a week. And I swear that's what's brought me to where I am healthier. I won't be fully recovered. I have some damage done in my body that I will be doing medication for. Maybe one day that will repair. It would have to be a miracle. But miracles do happen. And so this channel is going to stay open. And I'm going to talk to you because as we come upon in the next few days, this new disclosure film, I want to talk to you. I want you to, I can't tell you everything, but I want to maybe counterattack some of the thought processes that you might think that is fantastic. And I just don't want people to be deceived. I want your eyes open and clarity. And we have to continue with the light and love and family. If full disclosure comes out, there will be chaos. People will freak out. People that are mentally unstable, I just don't think people can handle it. And our government's too entwined with these entities. They can't get out. And so they work with them. And I don't know what else to say. Thank you for listening to me, being with me, and we'll start again. And I just wanted to bring some information back into your head about some Jesus and Mary Magdalene, because I have a feeling something's coming out that will confuse you about that. And so always ask and understand. Ask for understanding if this is true or not true. Don't believe everything. Just ask if it's true or not true. And that's all I ask of you at this time. Thank you for everything, you guys. It's truly a blessing, actually, to be on this planet. It's truly a blessing to have a body. So keep it healthy. Keep it healthy. Thank you. Talk to you guys later. Have a good one. As you know, I have no glasses on. My vision changed during this, a little bit prior to this event. I'm understanding a little bit because there was a pre-event that went into an event. And during the pre-event, a lot of symptoms were happening that I didn't understand, and my vision changed. And so you won't see me with grounding glasses anymore because I can see. I can't see far away now, but I can see close up, which is the craziest thing ever. So crazy, crazy, crazy. Peace out, you guys. Love you. Have a great day. And I will talk to you soon. And also go to my Patreon channel, you guys. It is Robin Hyatt Oracle. And I am continuing on that. And I'm going to do channelings on that. I'm not going to channel here today yet. But I'm channeling, I'll probably do a channeling tonight on that, which is audio. And you can join free, or you could subscribe. Whatever you want to do, whatever you can afford to do. I do that because I want everybody to have access. And I do appreciate those that have subscribed to me. Some of you guys have subscribed to me for years and years and years. And it's such a nice thing because it really helps pay the bills. And I know I'm going to have a lot of bills. I probably could have bought a brand new car with this 2.5 days in the hospital, but such is life. It'll work out. I'm told not to worry about it. And thank you all those that contribute in my life and make me who I am. Talk to you soon. Okay, bye. Love you guys.